Welcome back. Let's get you the latest on these developing stories now. 3 former SARS officials appeared briefly in the Pretoria Magistrates Court this morning. Johan van Lochrenberg, Ivan Pillay and Andries Janse van Rensburg were served with an indictment, and the matter was postponed to the 18th of June. Our reporter Erin Bates was in court. She joins us now live for an update. Erin, so just take us through exactly how this first appearance unfolded. All 3 of the accused did appear in their personal capacity.
They did. It took a while for proceedings to get underway this morning. We understand that the state prosecutor was somewhat delayed, but once things did commence in the Pretoria Magistrates Court, those 3 accused, those former senior SARS officials, all standing and appearing before the magistrate, and this is their first appearance in the matter, which, as you've said, is postponed until the middle of the year. One thing that did come out of proceedings this morning is that the counsel for the 3 accused will be given a docket, the docket with the charges relating to this matter, and this case number actually goes back to 2015. That document, the docket with all the information on the charges, is key to the work counsel needs to do for the 3 accused, and they're expecting to receive it from the NPA on the 18th of April.
So there was some discussion around bail applications. That didn't become an issue, though. You were telling me off air, because all 3 of them appeared in their personal capacity, even though 2 of them were abroad at the time of those summonses being issued.
Yes, counsel for the accused argued that all 3 of them had appeared, that they respect the court, even though they are somewhat dismayed at the conduct of the NPA in this matter. They still trust in the rule of law and in the process underway at the moment. And the 2 of them, one in the DRC at the time these summonses were issued last month, another in the Netherlands, all 3 of them in court today, and counsel arguing on their behalf. This was a sign of good faith, it was a sign of good conduct and respect for the court, and therefore the argument from the state, from the NPA, that 5,000 rand bail should be imposed should not happen, that these 3 are willing to participate and cooperate with the process and will be back in court in the middle of the year.
Now, Erin, what is the responsibility here on the South African Revenue Service itself? Surely some of the documentation that will be needed in preparing for this case will have to come from SARS itself.
Yes, that came up during arguments from counsel for the 3 accused, him saying that in terms of staying away from any state witnesses, this being one of the conditions for this warning that has now been issued for the 3 accused, that they do need to get documents from SARS in order to do their work ahead of the next court appearance. And so that presents a little bit of a hiccup in terms of complying with the order that they not interfere with any state witnesses. Of course, they do say they respect that and they won't as much as possible, but they do need documentation from SARS. And the other condition of this warning to the accused, and no bail in this case, simply to let them go and expect them back in court later in the year, is that they don't leave the country without making sure that they let the head of the investigations know. So Brigadier Kaba must receive in writing any information from the accused if and when they plan to leave the country.
And this first appearance not without its own drama there, Erin. There were some protesters outside the Pretoria Magistrates Court.
Yes, we had Andile Mqitama from Black First Land First orating in front of the Pretoria Magistrates Court after that case. He also spoke of a case they were in court for over the Public Protector's investigation into ABSA and the CX report, but he did take the opportunity to comment on the so-called rogue unit at SARS, I beg your pardon, sparring, you could say, in making jibes at Pravin Gordhan, and him and his supporters shouting, "Pay back the money" and "Down with Pravin Gordhan." Some other things that are not polite to repeat on air, so I won't. But during a briefing from Bernard Hotz of Werksman attorneys on behalf of the accused, there was some heckling from Black First Land First members here around issues of white monopoly capital, around Pravin Gordhan, about being a captured party, you could say, and frankly just some racist slurs at the group standing outside court giving details on the case. Things simmered down rather quickly once the cameras turned their lenses away from Hotz, and that press briefing was concluded.
Thanks very much for the very latest there from the Pretoria Magistrates Court. Those 3 officials have now been, their case has now been postponed to the 18th of June, and will then appear in the High Court there. Our reporter Erin Bates keeping a close eye on those developments.